We'll be sharing more on their sewing courses.
Welcome to TaF.tc's open house. My name is Xin and this is Alan, and we are actually trainers at TaF.tc. We both teach the drafting and sewing modules here, and today we're going to talk to you more about our courses here. So I think one of the most unique things that TaF.tc can offer our students is that many of our trainers come from the industry. We're actually industrial practitioners, many of us, so that gives you a more holistic curriculum where you will have industrial relevant learning experience with us. So we have a variety of learning modes. So we have lectures, we have discussion, we have demonstrations depending on what classes you take with us. So it's very enriching and very interactive for you as a student here with us.
And for drafting and sewing, most of the time we are doing more practical work.
Yes, very hands-on if you're coming on board with us for drafting and sewing class. So Alan, why do you think someone should pick up sewing?
For various reasons, I would say. For example, one thing is very low cost. Basically, you just need a machine and thread all this and fabric all this is only upon when your customers or your family members need it, then you will need to go and buy it. And they are not really expensive. As far as the mobility, you don't really need to be stationed at the place. Yeah, so basically you don't have to actually be at a place to actually do your sewing. But of course, when you're at home, you can set up the machine itself at any corner of your house to actually do the sewing, as well as the financial independence, whereby you can earn the extra cash without affecting your daily normal job, I would say.
Right. Right. So let's talk more in detail about the classes that we have at TaF.tc. So to begin your sewing journey, you can take the basic drafting and sewing class with us. So in this class, you will do 2 projects, an A-line skirt as well as a sleeveless pleated top. You'll learn how to take body measurements, draft, cut, and sew these 2 projects.
So to the students, would be able to receive the machines if I'm taking the online classes?
So if you're taking the synchronous online sessions, you would be able to rent a machine through us. So you don't have to worry about not having a machine to do it at home if you're doing the synchronous sessions. So if you have completed our basic drafting and sewing class, you would have the option to graduate into our intermediate drafting and sewing class. So here you will also learn how to make 2 projects. It will be a long sleeve blouse and a pair of long pants. Again, you'll learn how to take body measurements, draft, cut, and sew these 2 garments. So one of the other classes that you can do with us after you've completed the basic drafting and sewing class would be the dress class. So in this class, you'll learn how to make a princess line dress. So again, you will learn how to take body measurements, draft, cut, and sew, and make a garment to your measurements.
So would the students be able to choose any neckline that they want to do?
Yes, so in this class, the instructor would teach you a variety of necklines that you can choose from for your princess line dress.
That would be great. So whereby it comes to a more advanced sewing class, you may consider our jacket class, whereby you will learn the very tailored traditional jackets from our trainers itself, where you will learn how to draft, sew, and press the jackets into shapes. You will also be learning how to make the Chanel tweed jacket kind of look.
So how many jackets would they be making in this class?
Most of the time they will be making 2.
Awesome.
And for those who are much more interested in seeing the actual garment coming to life, they can consider taking the draping class as well, whereby they'll be able to use the calico to drape up dresses as well as tops or skirts to their liking and see them coming to life instead of drafting it on paper.
Right. So I see this as a 3D to 2D. You can immediately see the effect of your design right off the dress form.
Yes, for those who are much more interested in, who are very anxious to see what is the actual look of the garment itself, usually you can consider taking the draping class.
So Alan, if I'm going to take this class online, what am I going to do about the dress form?
The dress form will be provided by the school as well. As in, we will loan it to you and not give it to you. Okay, so the mannequin as well as the calico fabrics will be all sent to your place, and you'll be able to drape from your own home.
That's great. That's great.
Okay, and this one would be the one of our most popular courses of all, cheongsam class, whereby a lot of our students are always waiting for this class to start. Where you will learn from our trainer how to draft and sew the very traditional cheongsam with binding itself, and which you can wear it for Chinese New Year next year.
Right. So is there a prerequisite for the cheongsam class?
I would say yes. You will need to take the basic drafting and sewing for our simple skirt and top, and then followed by the dress class. Then you'll be able to take our cheongsam class, because the level of complexity is a bit slightly higher.
Right.
So that's why it's good to have the basics.
Yes.
And now we have the alteration series, whereby you will be able to know how to do your alterations from your own home. From the fit evaluation and pinning for alteration classes, you'll be able to learn how to see a misfit, as well as learn how to pin the problem areas on the garments on the human body itself. Which after that, you'll be able to proceed on to our basic alteration techniques class, whereby you will learn the most basic alterations like your shortening, lengthening, expanding, and taking in of the garments itself.
Do the students get to work on pieces of garment of their own?
Yes, they do. Usually, they would be able to alter their own garment as part of the assignment. And following which, it comes to the much more complex alterations, okay, which is the intermediate. This unfortunately do have prerequisite, whereby you will need to take your BDS, which is your basic drafting and sewing, as well as your either your dress class or the intermediate drafting and sewing classes before you can actually take the intermediate alterations techniques. Reason being, for all these garments that's going to be altered, it does require you to have basic knowledge of all these garments. So for intermediate alteration techniques classes, whereby the students will actually learn how to actually extend and expand the garments by adding additional materials. They will also learn how to change the neckline of their t-shirts or woven garment as well. And coming on to the advanced alteration technique classes, students will get a first-hand view of how to alter all these couture garments, like the gowns, the jackets, whereby they will learn the most basic of them all, which would be like the shortening, lengthening of all these garments. And here we will share with you some of our students' work. And these are some of our classroom sessions, as well as our synchronous classroom sessions as well. The difference between the classroom physical settings as well as the synchronous online settings, which do you think are the differences?
So TaF.tc have started with synchronous sessions for some of our modules. It means going on using a lot of e-learning platforms in order to support your learning. So one of the things that we do is actually do Zoom. Basically, we have the class through Zoom, and the instructor is there with you all the way as it would be in a classroom setting. I would say the main difference would be
seeing you in person or not seeing you in person.
Yes, some people prefer to have a class because there's synergy. The instructor is right next to you if you have a problem. But having said that, having gone through a year of synchronous sessions, both of us, well, at least for me, I feel that students who actually do synchronous, they also see the advantage of doing it virtually, because obviously you can do it in the comfort of your home.
I realize that a lot of students has a lot of hesitancy towards online lessons because the trainers will not be there to actually assist them, but which is true. We can't be there physically to assist them, but we are still online to assist them.
Right. My experience, I had students starting off with me in BDS, in basic drafting and sewing class, as synchronous Zoom, and so she was very uncomfortable using all the technology, but lo and behold, she came back to me for a dress class and she's like, Xin, I'm a convert. I really like Zoom. Please don't ask me to go down.
Yeah, there are quite a few Zoom
so
also
I think you have to try it to
experience
it, and you need to see the value of doing Zoom. I mean, it gives you a lot more flexibility. I mean, Classroom has its advantage, but Zoom has its own advantage as well. So
yeah, I also have students which are like 60 years old, and she attended our Zoom lesson, and she was very happy that she was able to attend the Zoom lesson, and she was able to sew the dress as well as she attended the BDS as well. Yeah, so it's really to me it's very admirable of all these students who has the mentality to try.
Why not you talk about more on the classroom after COVID? How's because I think you taught.
Yeah, because for classroom setting wise, we are still practicing the 1 meter rule, whereby each students will have their own workspace, whereby they have their own sewing machine as well as a workstation. So basically, they don't need to interact with each other too much as well. With the heightened phase, we still take precautions, whereby the students do eat in the classroom as well as they will still maintain their social distancing. They are not allowed to actually cross mingle, that means to move around desk to actually chit chat, but most of them still have a enjoyable lesson in class as well.
So all in all, I think TaF.tc tries to preserve the integrity of the class, despite all the heightened alerts and whatnot, regardless of whether it's in classroom or whether it's synchronous online.
Yeah.
If you have any questions about the classes that we have described, that we've talked about earlier, please contact us at these email addresses and contact numbers. We'll be happy to talk to you.
And we hope to see you in our classes soon. Okay?
Bye.
Thanks Alan and Xin for the informative sharing.
I agree. Our sewing courses will teach you how to draft and sew various garments.
Yep. We also have alteration courses where you'll be taught how to amend and alter your garments.
Good news for everyone, we will be able to take in more students for our on-campus sewing classes. So look forward to that.
Before we move on to the next segment, if you have any questions, remember, you can head to our Zoom room where one of our staff will answer your queries. The link is pinned to our chat box below.
Next up, we'll have Su Pei, who will be able to share more about our sewing bundles.
Hi, this is Su Pei. I'm one of the program advisors here at TaF.tc. So today I'll be talking more about the sewing bundles that we are offering here during our open house in March. Okay, so first up, we do have two bundles. I'll be introducing the first bundle, which is called the Sewing Fundamentals. So what does this bundle consist of? It will be basically basic drafting and sewing, intermediate drafting and sewing, as well as a dressmaking course. So in these three courses, you will actually learn more about how to do your drafting from scratch, as well as sewing of a basic, simple sleeveless blouse as well as a skirt. And in the intermediate drafting and sewing, you'll be learning on how to do drafting and sewing on a long sleeve shirt as well as a pair of pants. And last but not least, for dressmaking, you'll be sewing and drafting a piece of A-line dress. So what is actually included in this bundle if you do sign up for 3 of these courses? We actually do provide application fee waiver that is actually worth $83.46, and we are giving you a complimentary sewing toolkit that's worth $55. And last but not least, a sponsored lock stitch machine. Alright, so for this bundle itself, for Singaporeans and PR, they are below 40. For after the 70% funding as well as the application fee waiver, is actually $1,598.58. And for Singaporeans that are above 40, lucky for you, you actually do have 90% funding as well as the application fee waiver, so you only have to pay $602.58 for the entire bundle. So for the upcoming intakes, I actually listed down 2 different intakes for you guys. Firstly will be a part-time intake. So part-time intake actually consists of classes that are happening on weekday nights 7 to 10 p.m. as well as weekends full day 9 to 6 p.m. And you can see here that we actually do have some classes that are happening on weekends only. For the second intake will be a full-time intake. For full-time intake wise, it is quite straightforward. Classes will be happening full days on weekdays 9 to 6 p.m. as you can see the schedule that I've listed down here. And for the second bundle that we have here is actually called Authoring Essentials. For Authoring Essentials, I would say that it's recommended for people who wants to know a little bit more about sewing, the fundamentals of alteration, as well as pinning, textiles and fabric care. So these are actually the courses that are included in this bundle itself. And what is included in this bundle? Same for the previous bundle, application fee waiver for all modules and complimentary sewing toolkit that's worth $55. Last but not least, sponsored lock stitch machine that's worth $228 for this bundle as well. For the Authoring Essentials, for the pricing wise, for Singaporeans and PR that are below 40, after the waiver as well as the 70% funding, it will cost you $978.09. And for Singaporeans that are 40 and above, once again, you do have 90% funding in this course, and after the waiver, it's actually $368.69. Okay, so for these Authoring Essentials, I actually split into 2 intakes for you guys. The first intake will be starting on the 2nd April. It's actually a textile and fabrics care class. This class is actually an online class, but for this run, it's a special run that we're actually conducting at Sofitel Singapore City Centre, where lunch and tea breaks will be provided. So don't miss out if you're available for this class. And the second intake wise, you'll be starting for basic drafting and sewing for 5th April. This class, there will be a mixture of weekday and weekend classes. So you can take a look and see which are the dates you are available to attend the class. Next will be Author Around. So this is actually an initiative started by TaF.tc's and supported by entails. So this platform itself, you actually learn and start your own clothing alteration business. So why we actually created Author Around, there are actually a few problems that are lying around in the community. For the lack of seamstress, it is due to the aging population. They are slowly retiring from this industry, and for a lot of younger generation, they do not actually prefer or favor this type of business. Moving on, next is actually difficult to find alteration services out there. Just for example, for myself, I wouldn't be able to find a physical alteration shop just 5 to 10 minutes walk from my house. It will take me about 20 to 30 minutes to find, and I can find it a bit troublesome for me. And if there is a platform there where I can perform alteration services, that would be great. And moving on, there are a lot of people that actually prefer online shopping now as the pandemic hits, and online shopping is actually booming. However, there's one issue with online shopping is where the feet normally don't fit the person well, and alteration services is actually required for a lot of apparels. Last but not least, we do think that this is a good job opportunity for homemakers, for people like caregivers and even stay-home moms that actually do not have time for a full-time job. This platform actually provides flexibility for them to do their side business. As we have talked about the problems, and we also must think of the solutions to it. So firstly, we would like this platform to meet the alteration service gap in the marketplace. And also, we want to help these graduates to earn additional income by doing alteration as a service. Last but not least, we want to create home-based business. So how do you actually start? There are 5 steps to come on board on this platform. Firstly, you enroll into Author Around Sewing program. So we do have 2 intakes for you to select from, which will be shown later. And then secondly, you can complete all the listed modules and as well as a mandatory overall assessment. So this overall assessment is more on how you can actually alter the garments within a specific time frame. Moving on, after you have completed your modules and the assessment, you will actually register yourself under ACRA as a sole proprietor, and then you will be onboarding on the Author Around platform. After onboarding on the platform, congrats! You can now start your business. As you can see here, this is the website that we have created for the platform. You can actually search by the seamstress itself, either that, or you can do so by searching for the location. So this is actually a course overview of how this Author Around program works. As I've mentioned earlier, there are 8 modules that you will have to take in this course. This consists of basic alteration, intermediate alteration, advanced alteration, textiles and fabric care, fit evaluation and pinning for alteration, basic drafting and sewing, intermediate drafting and sewing, as well as dressmaking course. So these courses are actually SkillsFuture or PSEA claimable. So what is included in this program, the perks? Firstly, will be ACRA registration that is worth $150. Secondly, will be a complimentary sewing toolkit. And also the most attractive will be the lock stitch and overlock machine that's worth $726, and also becoming a seamstress on our platform. For the upcoming intakes, we do have one in April and one in June. For the April intake, it's actually a part-time intake where classes will be conducted on weekday evenings as well as weekends full day. And for the June intake, it will be a full-time intake where classes will be conducted on weekdays 9 to 6 p.m. So do take note of the pricing. For cost fee-wise, Singaporeans and PRs that are aged 40 and below, this will cost you about $2,862. And for Singaporeans that are above 40, this will cost you about $1,200. So these cost fees are already inclusive of the application fee that is both $199.02. For the subsidies and also the fundings available, for Singaporeans and PR that are below 40, there will be a 70% funding for the cost fees. And for Singaporeans above 40, there will be a 90% funding from SkillsFuture Singapore. This is only applicable for Singaporeans above 40. On top of the fundings, you actually can utilize your SkillsFuture credit under initial available credits. Some of you might have $500 in it if you have not used any of them. These can be used to claim for your course fees as well. This is the promo code for our March open house. Apply it during enrollment to enjoy application fee waiver. We've now come to the end. Thank you for your time. Feel free to contact me for more details. Bye-bye!
Thanks, Rupi, for sharing. The sewing experience in class is really made easier with these exclusive learning tools.
Yup, students that sign up for the Sewing Fundamentals bundle will receive a lock stitch machine and a sewing toolkit.
For our Altering Essentials bundle, you will also receive a lock stitch machine and a sewing toolkit.
As for the Alter Around bundle, you'll receive a lock stitch and an overlock machine, a sewing toolkit, and an aircraft fee reimbursement.
If you're wondering what intakes are available, you can head over to our website at TaF.tc's to find out more and speak to our program advisors.
So before we go for a break, we will have Sui walk you through our enrollment process, and we'll see you later.
Hi! Welcome to the quick guide on how to use our new shopping cart function. With this new function, you'll be able to enroll for multiple courses at once, and this will be especially useful if you would like to sign up for our course bundles during our upcoming open house. To start, go to TaF.tc's, and at the top right corner, you'll be able to see a shopping cart button. Click it to access the shopping cart. Once in, you'll be able to see all the courses that you can add to your cart. Do note, however, that you'll need to log into your student account before you start adding courses to your cart. You can choose to either sign up if you're new, or log in if you're an existing student in TaF.tc. Once logged in, you can start adding courses to your cart by clicking Add to Cart, or removing them by clicking Remove from Cart. You'll notice that you'll not be able to add to cart for courses that are already ongoing, courses that you have done before, or courses that are full already. You can also search for specific courses in the search bar if you're finding a particular course to enroll for. Let's add some courses to our cart. To view your cart, click on the purple button View Cart to see what has been added already. You'll be able to see all the courses added, with details like the dates of the course and the cost to pay. You can also choose to remove any course from your cart by clicking the Remove button. For the open house, you can enter the special open house promo code by typing it here. The code is OHMAR2022 and then click Apply. You'll then be able to enjoy waivers on your application fees for all your courses. Do note that you have to do it individually for each course. Once done, you can click on Pay with Cart to enroll for your courses that you have added into your cart. You just need to enter your cart details and click Pay. If you would prefer to sign up for a bundle through our student portal, you can do so too. Just log in and click onto the shopping cart tab in the menu bar, and you'll be able to add courses into your cart, just like on the TaF.tc website. Do note that both websites are linked, so if you logged out from the student portal, you'll be logged out from the main website as well. And if you add a course to your cart from your student portal, it will be reflected on the TaF.tc website as well. We hope that this video helped you better understand our new shopping cart function. If you need any other help, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you. Welcome to the video on how to enroll in courses at TaF.tc. To start, visit TaF.tc.org. You may browse all programs by clicking into this button. You can also search for specific courses in the search bar if you're looking for a particular course. Click into the course you're interested in, and you'll be able to view the course information, such as course duration, objectives, and requirements. After reading through the details, click Enroll Now to view course schedules. Once you've made up your mind, click this button to register. When this box shows up, click Self-Sponsored if you are not sponsored by a company. You'll then be led to this page for application details. Here, click No if you're a new student. After that, click this button to proceed. Next, you will be required to enter your personal details, such as name, date of birth, address, and contact information. Once done, click Next. Here, you'll need to select your highest qualification. Then, your employment details. Next, let us know if you're being sponsored by your company. Please also let us know how you heard about us. On this page, you'll be required to fill out the mandatory section. Before submitting your application, please read through our policies and terms and conditions. Next, confirm your course details and click this button to review application and proceed to payment. This page summarizes your application. Please check your personal details, course information, as well as your payment details. If you're using SkillsFuture credits, the amount you need to claim will be shown here. Before submitting your application, you can enter the special open house promo code OHMAR 2022 in all caps. You'll then be able to enjoy waivers of your application fee. Lastly, make your payment if applicable and your registration is completed. Let us know if you encounter any other problems. Thank you. Welcome to the guide on how to claim your SkillsFuture credit for the courses you enrolled for. Your claim should be submitted before class starts. To start, go to myskillsfuture.sg. Click Login and then SingPass. You may scan the QR code to log in or log in on SingPass Mobile. Please note that simultaneous logins are not allowed. Once logged in, click Claim SkillsFuture Credits under Digital Services. When you see this page, click Proceed to submit a claim. Next, you'll need to select the course you enrolled for. You may search for the course by inputting the course name here. Click into the course you enrolled for and then select the course run. Input the fee payable by you and the corresponding amount to be claimed. Next, upload the official receipt issued by TaF.tc. Once done, read the terms and conditions and review your application. Lastly, click Submit. If you encounter any problems, feel free to reach out.
It has been a pleasure hosting you guys this open house, and I hope you have had a wonderful experience with us as much as we did.
Remember, if you still have any questions, you can contact our program advisors.
Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you around in class.
Ciao!